All right, this was a request by a YouTuber that asked me for help. Basically, I'm going to not try to do it as fast as I can, but I'm pretty much going to show you what to do when you first get your Quadstick. I know I did videos on this in parts, but I'm not going to go over everything. I'm kind of going to go over everything subtly, just to get the most important things out of the way. I'm going to be making a Forza 4 profile because Forza is not on PC. It's for Xbox Live Pass, and I really hope I can play it on Xbox, Microsoft Store platform. Anyway, here goes. So, first thing I'm going to do, so you can see me doing it from scratch, is I'm going to delete Quadstick Manager program, and I'm going to re-download it, whatever. Quadstick, uninstall. Uninstall everything. Yes. Uninstall, I don't want it. It sucks. Finished. Boom. Easy as pie. Usually you have to refresh your computer, but you know, same thing. I'm going to re-download it anyway. And next thing. See this Quadstick thing? Oh, it's going to pain me. See, I made a backup, so do not do this. I'm going to put it in big red captions because I know all of you love to copy me. Do not do this. I'm just doing it for your well-being because some people say you guys get your Quadstick without any profiles on it. I highly doubt that. Most likely you guys deleted it by accident, but don't stress. Everything is fixable to a certain extent. Oh, all this hard work and pain. Goodbye. I do have a backup, so make a backup if you're going to do this for some odd reason. I always have a backup anyway in case my Quadstick gets all, poopy and, glitchy. Alright, I did it. Oh, what the heck? I can't, actually no. Menu, unplug me and plug me back in. Now that I delete all my profiles, I can't change profiles, so I want it to run on the internal default and preferences. It's like a spare tire. It works, but just don't do it. It's a backup in case people do delete their stuff, but don't depend on it. Supposed to fix it as quick as possible. Alright? Reads it. Oh my god, it's so slow. Look at this, how slow this is. Anyway, so I'm running on default. Don't have to worry about this anymore. Oh, my ugly face. So now, you're like, okay, I got my Quadstick. I need stuff to do with it. How do I mess with the settings? You go to the Quadstick page, go to downloads. Something you should already be doing if you read the manual. Now, go over here, scroll. Oh, here it is. Oops. You don't need Vocola unless you do want to do voice commands. It's a cool feature, but you benefit more by actually just doing the Quadstick Manager because your mouth is doing all the work. So yeah, download this stuff. To be honest, I don't even remember the last time I downloaded it, so it could be a new software for me. Oh, please let me download it. I'll be like, come on, man. Alright, I downloaded it. I open it. I trust everything, so I like my life away. Yes, run it. I don't need you to tell me no. More info. Run anyway. Dude, by default, I'm not gonna lie, this thing's slow. Yeah, download it straight to my computer. Take up my memory. Yes, run it. Perfect. And it's gonna open. When you open the Quadstick Manager program, please make sure you have your Quadstick connected to it. Because there's no point after that. What just happened? There it is, it's running. Keynote. On Games File tab, the left side pretty much is what's inside your Quadstick. The middle is pretty much the factory of Quadstick profiles, the generic ones. And then the right side is your own custom profiles. It's going to be blank because you don't have any. The left side should not be blank. It should not look like this. It only looks like this because I deleted everything. But you, the Quadstick user that just got the Quadstick, should have a good 5 profiles here and there. You should have your default. But if you do delete it by accident and your preferences, All you gotta do is find it in the middle here. And the one you gotta find is, please pay attention. Everybody just likes to pick and choose what they want to listen to here. I'll copy the one I did get because it's the most basic one. The one that runs with your computer if you ever need to. That's why it's called default. It's like your backup. See, I know all these say default CSV, but you know, how about you read the description? This is for Bluetooth. I want the generic one. Yeah, here we go. We want, okay, we want default preferences. So right here, preferences.csv, default preferences. Good to go. Download it straight to my, oh, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Beautiful. I got one thing done. Now I need to find the default that I actually want. Here it is. So you got default for Xbox. Boo. You want default configuration. Yes. I feel like I'm being what's it called? Not passive aggressive. Oh man, what's that word? I forget words. I can't think of it, but I know my tone sounds familiar to something. All right, I downloaded the most important ones. So that's it. Now, let me get to actually making my sensitivity stuff. So this thing's too slow. Ew. Actually, 25 is not bad, but this dead zone is horrible. Look, I like mine between 0 and 3. Dead zones pretty much means how far do you have to push it to access it. Mine's around 3. The numbers right here, up, down, left, right, the joysticks, you know, they're pretty easy to figure out. If you just highlight it and read it, it'll tell you. Joystick up movement, joystick right, down, left. They're all catty-wampus since they're all different numbers. I like mine all symmetrical. So let's just focus on the verticals then. Boom. I like mine between 20 and, you know, 30. Most likely 20, 25. There you go. Except for the last one. There we go. Shoot. All right. Don't save it just yet because I'm really not done fixing. I mean, I could save it. And the way you save, you just click on Save Preferences to Quadstick. Yada, yada, yada. It says your settings. Let it reboot. And you're good to go. Sip and puffs are pretty much the same. Perfectly how I want it. I think. Lip, I think exactly how I want it. These are all sensitivities. There's videos on this. I'm not going to cover it. I don't mess with it because I don't need to. Here, mouse speed. Oh my god. This is 100 mouse speed? Oh, I think it's because the dead zone. I normally have it at 100, to be honest. You can go in between 150 to maybe 75. You know, you kind of pick and choose between there. LED brightness grows. It's how the brightness is. I think it's too bright. I leave mine at 35. Yeah, 35 sounds good, if not that. The volume, same thing. 40 is too loud for me. I'm kind of used to the sounds already. So you better believe I brought mine to like, I don't know, 10, maybe 15. Oh, okay, increments of 20. All right, now, if you're using a PS4, make sure this box is checked. I don't have a PS4, so I don't need it. And please read it. You need the firmware up to date. We'll go over that in a minute. Enable voice commands over USB. Enable that, especially if you're on PC. You can actually change profiles willy-nilly like that, but I don't prefer it. I call that lazy. I don't like it. A circular dead zone, you do all that stuff. You know, this is pretty simple. Pretty much tells you what it is. If you can't, you know, look it up on Google. Tie-in 2 PS4 flag. Wow, that's a new one. I didn't notice that one before. So if you own a Tie-in 2, you know, might as well read up on this one. All right, Bluetooth. I'm not doing Bluetooth. Okay, next. Game files. I'm going default for right now. Voice commands. I don't do voice commands. Firmware. All right. Old firmware. Gross. Current firmware, yes. Make sure yours is at least up to this taste, 2134. The reason why that 2300, I was doing some testings with this new cool feature that I need to cover later, but I'm too lazy to, so please forgive me. But yes, make sure your Quadstick is at least 2134. You don't need the rest unless you want to mess with it. It's not going to break your Quadstick, but you know, there could be bugs. I mean, just like anything, that's why it's called test. But it's not going to break your Quadstick. I haven't encountered any problem with that. I'm pretty confident in my answer. Don't hold me up to that. Now that I'm done messing with all my settings, just save it. Click, boom. Your Quadstick, I mean, even on the bottom left hand corner, it should say preferences saved. Your Quadstick is going to do a small reboot. It's going to revert back to the first profile. Alright, I think I did it. Now go back to mouse mode. Back to mouse mode. So I'm currently running default profile officially. Just bare bones default. And for the sake of the rest of the video, I'm going to install my personal mouse configuration. See, my default preferences, it shows up on my Quadstick flash drive, yada yada yada. I'm actually going to install all my other profiles into this because, I mean, why not? Boom. So we're looking at Forza, right? Normally, I would copy my, you know, any other racing car game I have because it's a racing car game and I'm trying to make a racing car game, so, you know, kind of use it. But I'm going to start from scratch. So, just like I did here, here's my default configuration profile that I got from the middle. You can find it from the middle, but I already got it from the middle, so there's no point. What I got to do, I just got to highlight it and open configuration spreadsheet. It's going to open an exact copy, tell me the blueprints of this thing. And this is where you learn all the buttons, you know? For default profile, here's your left analog stick, your mix, your right, your default, your mouse, and your mouse scroll. And I guess your reference card if you need that. So how it reads is left is first mode, mix is second, right is third, D-pad is fourth, mouse is sixth or fifth, mouse scroll is sixth. And it tells you the buttons. But I'm going to talk about the buttons in a little bit. I just want a template, you know, a spreadsheet where I can start making my profile. So I'm going to make a copy. Make sure you're logged into your email and or, you know, Google Drive account. That would help. And you can just click on file, make a copy. Put it wherever you want. I'm going to put it in, I don't know, exactly where all my profiles are at. So my drive, mine, test, select. But I'm not going to call it default because, you know, that would be kind of dumb. Since I'm making a Forza, call it Forza. And keynote, this is not the official name of it. This is like a subtitle name, you know, an easier eye opener. So it stands out the name. But it's not the official name. This is where I be teaching. So, just to get things out of the way, racing games don't really take that long to do. So I'm going to delete all this stuff. I don't really need all these modes. I honestly don't even need the mouse mode. Why? Because, like I said, Forza, it doesn't run on Steam or Origin or Uplay. Not that I'm aware of. It runs on Microsoft Store or whatever. And they hate me using X360 CE, which is a software I use. So I'm going to force this puppy, to be a forced Xbox 360 controller. I'll make 2 of these. I'll explain later. So let me get rid of the mess. Let me focus on what I need. Now, reference card can go in the trash because I don't need it either. Right now. Alright, so everything's copied, blah, 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 blah. It says Forza on top, but that's not the real name. Where the real name matters is right here on lines A2. A on top, 2. It's called default.csv. You don't want it to be called default.csv because if you download this into your Quadstick, it's going to delete your default CSV because you named it default CSV. So the rule on this one is make sure there's no spaces and it must end as .csv. You know what? For you users, let me zoom in. Yeah, you should definitely be able to see this now. You can see there's no spaces, it's this default.csv. And if you highlight it, it pretty much tells you what you need to do. It's not that hard. Actually, I find it kind of cool that it tells me. I didn't even know that. So let me call this Forza. Beautiful. Let's call this number 2. Nope, Forza it is. I don't want to confuse people. Now, the thing that I hate about a lot of people that try to learn is that they never ask themselves, what do they want? They say, what's on there? No. That you're working backwards. You're supposed to ask yourself, what do you want? Where do you want this? Because it is your profile. How do you play more comfortably? So first and foremost, I try to stay basic. 1, lines 4 and 5, increment, decrement mode. That's how you switch modes up and down. And you normally do that with the side tube, which is right, sip, and puff, right? So why change that? I mean, unless you really need to. I don't. I keep it basic. The side tube goes up and down modes, and it changes profile. I'm not going to change that. What I am going to do is add another line. You can insert lines below. Make sure there's no spaces in the white box. The yellow box. And it's kind of cool that they give me a cool indicator, because if there's any spaces in the yellow box, it's going to stop reading. So make sure there's only spaces when you're officially done. So, but what I'm going to add here is right here. Start making my beautiful profile. Increment mode, right sip and all that cool stuff. I normally like to do increment mode with, I don't know, a soft command. So I can do it easily, but it's not going to affect me. So I'm going to do what I normally like to do. Right, center, puff, soft. I love it. I always will. D through K are like, I don't know, stuff. I guess K is comment, even though I thought it was S. But I normally like to highlight the columns I don't use, and I like to hide them. They are still there, but you don't see any of it. I like to highlight things green, just to let me know, like, hey, this is important. Now, for you Xbox users, because it seems like I get many of them, Xbox and PlayStation are the exact same thing. Think of it as English and Spanish. Pretty much, you can translate it. Xbox, PlayStation. A is X, X is square, circle is B, Y is triangle. L1 is left bumper, L2 is left trigger. You get the point. But if you haven't played video games, then this might help you. If you have problems reading stuff, lines A3 has a little arrow next to it. You can change it from PlayStation to Xbox. It doesn't really matter. It just changes the name. Not going to benefit you in any way, besides the visual look. Alright, now. The yellow box means what's going to happen, pretty much what I want. The red box is how I want it to function. I'm not going to go over that because it's really advanced. I'll kind of brief it. And then the blue column, which is column C, is where on the Quadstick you're going to want it. Alright? MP, just to get this out of the way, MP stands for mouthpiece. The thing you put your mouth on? The one with the 3 holes? That's what it symbolizes. And then the little, the underscores, you start getting right, centers, puff, soft. That's pretty much the location on the mouthpiece. So this one, it says the right hole and the center hole at the same time. You are going to puff it softly. You kind of get used to it. Lines 15 to 18. It says left, right, up, down on the blue box. Pretty much the joystick of the Quadstick. There's only one joystick. You either go left you go right, you go up, and you go down. Feels like I'm trying to do a speedrun on this, honestly. And then the next important one is lip, which is the lip sensor, also known as the lip button, right underneath the mouthpiece. You can just click on it. And I erased it by accident. Perfect. Now we got the intros, basics out of the way. This is like a speedrun shoot. Now I really want to work on this Forza profile because I want to get done with it. So one, I look at the Forza profile. I forgot to look up gameplay, which I will. Most likely I will have to tweak this out again, but it will at least be 80% playable, you know? So let me go to the Xbox because I'm so used to it. Perfect. This tells me everything I need to go. Left stick is steering. Beautiful. Let's go back. All right, here. Let's color code it. And we're going to color code it. I don't know. Let's go with orange. Ooh, ugly orange. Steering. Beautiful. I like to bold everything. There we go. Boom. Next. Free look. That's really not important, to be honest, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. The most important part is how to play the game. Let's go with pink. As you can tell, if it's blank on the blue bar, that means there's nothing that can activate the yellow box. So pretty much, there's nothing that can activate the right analog stick. So it's not going to work. So that means there has to be something in the blue box in order to activate the yellow boxes. So, you know, if it's blank, it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt it, but it won't help it either. But in video games like Forza, you don't need it. You need to control the car, not the camera. The camera will follow the car, I hope. Right stick, the horn. Everybody loves the horn. And if you don't know, the right stick is right here, which is known as R3 on PlayStation. Boom, I'm not going to worry about that. And just for your convenience, like I said, I hate everybody who looks at this and like tries to make profiles based around default. No, make profiles based on your own decisions. Think for yourself. Bam, you're out of here. I don't know what that does, but it's out of here too. I deleted the wrong thing. Where's left sip soft? Am I blind? There you go, shortcut. All right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Next. Check the right. Check out. No. Be over next. Be over next. Sit down. Be over next. Rewind. So the perfect gameplay crashes. Why? See, that's why you know what's wrong. Shit, you get close to definitely next. E-brake, definitely for it. You guys will get it. Oh, what's that over? That one also another one. I mean, that's fine. Perfect. Everything's on our. So that's actually something. Right over. Right also. If you want to do a brake drift without doing hard drift, like, you know what I mean. Very important. I'll later. Anyway, D-pad as well. So what is this? If you haven't figured that out yet, D-pad up, also known as D-pad north. D-pad down, also known as D-pad south. D-pad left, also known as D-pad waffles. D-pad right, also known as D-pad, I don't know, dude, east. And I think I'm done. Oh, and the menu, the pause menu. Oh my gosh. Couldn't have guessed that one, right, guys? Patronizing. Oh, my tone is patronizing. I'm not really being patronizing. I'm kind of just, you know, being simple. Shoot, that like hit me like 20 minutes later. Oh my gosh. All right. Color coding. Color coding's awesome. Brakes are very important. Let's color code that. Let's code that red for blood. Clutch is like green on the Xbox. So let's color code it green. Let's color code it better green. If I'm wrong, I can always switch it back. Alright, I'll leave them both as red. Who cares? But now, the most important part. How do I get this going? When I'm racing, I want to go full speed. No questions asked. Never stopping. So, I want to accelerate with the center puff. And I want to do that with a toggle. Toggle means if I click it, it stays on forever. If I click it again, it turns off. No questions asked. I don't have to do any of the work. Boom. Now for the brake, which is technically the opposite of acceleration. So if center puff goes forward, you better believe center sip is gonna go backwards. I'm not gonna do a throttle on that one, cause who drives in reverse the whole game? Nah, let's leave it on just normal. The longer you hold it, the more the brake is gonna be. Also know the games like it when you push down on the analog stick. If you push down and brake, it gives you a harder brake. That's really good to know, especially on those hard turns. So you better believe right here, down has no use for me. So it's definitely gonna go center sip also. What's that? You got two things on the center sip? How can that be? It works. That means when you center sip, it's going to do left joystick down and it's going to do left trigger. So, kind of keep that in mind. If it helps you think about it better, there. Not there, so you can visualize it. But like, I mean, to be honest, I still want brake. Like, I want brake to be a slow brake without slowing me down. So, we'll do that. I call this my secondary brake. I call this one my official brake, All right, good. But it's not going to be on center sip because that's going to be kind of counterproductive. This one's going to be, let's go with left center sip. That sounds good to me. E-brake, dude. I love the e-brake and Need for Speed Rivals. I would always do it perfectly, more or less. So this one's definitely going to be my right center sip, man. Boom. I want it easy, and I want it easy accessible. My horn. Not important right now. Let's move on. Clutch. All right. For those of you, maybe I'm wrong. I drove a motorcycle, and the rule on the motorcycle was to change gears, you have to hold the clutch, and then you got to shift gears, and then you got to let go of the clutch. Comprende? So, how do I do that all at once? You're like, I got to hold the clutch first before start shifting, or else I'm going to crash. All right? Well, one, clutch is important. So clutch is going to be first. So let's go with a delay off. I'm not teaching this a little bit. I'm kind of going to brief it. I'm kind of do it in my head. Because technically what I wanted to do, I wanted to hold clutch when I push the button. I want to shift. And then I want clutch to let go a little bit later, right? I don't want to let go simultaneously because I might choke. I don't know if it applies to games. We'll try it. So we're going to go with right center puff for now, right? The functions for this one. Definitely going to be delay on. It's the same thing as normal. When you activate it, it activates. When you let go, it delays before letting go. You know what the good number for this one is? 50 milliseconds. If not, I can bump it up higher, depending on the game mechanics. So boom. There you go. Right center puff is going to be my clutch. Shifting up is also going to be my right center puff. And we'll piece it together. This one's going to be delay on, and I'll explain why. If this game is like reality, you want to hold onto the clutch first before shifting gears. So this one's going to be 50 milliseconds delay. Like I said, if the game doesn't like it, I'll shift it up to 100. 50 is in milliseconds. Everything is in milliseconds in this program. So this is how you should read it. When I right center puff it, it's going to shift up with a delay, and it's going to do a clutch. So to do a clutch shift action, it's a combo breaker here. Now we got to do the same thing for the shift down. All I really got to do is, I don't know, copy the clutch. Gonna be the same button, different location. For this one, I'm gonna put it on the lip. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the lip because I feel like shifting down is gonna be easy access, but I kind of want it on the lip. For me, everybody's different. Shifting down is also gonna be on the lip because I want clutch and shifting down to be on the same button. Boom, and just like the shift up, I want it to be on the delay. Beautiful. Let's color code this. Not gonna lie, these are ugly colors. There you go, green and purple. Boom, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm almost done. Now, why? Not that important. Let's go with the left puff. Why? Yeah, it's rewind. Not that big of a deal. Start guide, all that. I'll leave it as soft as it is. Horn, very important. Yeah, let's go with left puff, left center puff. Be exact. Bam. So what do we got here? We got right center puff is going to be clutch up, shift up. Right center shift is going to be your e-brake. Your lip is going to be your shift down clutch. Your brake number 1 is going to be left center sip. Your official brake is going to be center sip. And that's pretty much it. What more do you need to do? D-pad, I forgot. Let me work on those right now. Photo mode, let's go with that one. Triple puff. Cycle radios, because you need your tunes. Triple sip. Activate Anna, whatever that is. Let's go with left sip, because you know what I have available. And you're like, dude, I don't know. There's so much stuff. I can't memorize it. What do I have and what do I not have available? If you click on add-ons, if you don't have Quadstick on the add-on section, and what I'm saying, you have to have it on the add-on section. Add-on. If it's not on here, click on get add-ons, look for it, type it out, Quadstick. I'll just show you. Literally just search it. Quadstick, download it. Even if it says no, download it. I already have it. I'm not going to bother. That's only if it's not in there. Anyway, highlight Quadstick and go to list of unused inputs. Bam. Give it a second for it to buffer. Chop, chop. And there you go. A list of all the things I haven't used yet. Activate quick chat. To be honest, that sounds stupid. So I'm going to put it as a soft command. Let's go with... I don't know, to be honest. Let's go with center puff soft. Nah, right puff soft. There you go, beautiful. All right. Almost done. Free look. Do you really need it? I don't know. I was actually going to make a different mode for that. Not a big deal. You know what? You know what? This is what I'm going to do. Triple puff for increment mode. Right puff and right sip for, like, you know, D-pad up, D-pad down. I feel like that's gonna treat me right. It's gonna treat me right. And activate quick chat is gonna be triple sip. Beautiful, everything fits. Now we're done with this mode sheet. I'm gonna make another one, but before I do that, I need to do some force offs because you can't go forward and backwards at the same time, you know. You can't accelerate and brake simultaneously. It won't work. So, force offs. Learn them right here, right now. We have it on toggle as D-pad up. No, we don't. We have his right trigger. My bad. So with force offs, you dummy. What's force offs the rules is you can only have 10 force offs per command per mode sheet. Once you go to a different mode sheet, it resets. To be honest, I'm probably not going to need this much, so who cares? Let's go with force off. There you go. Now, the things I wanted to turn off is obviously beautiful. There you go. When I push start and all that stuff, it does it. What buttons do I want to turn off? Turbo. Acceleration when I go forward. Don't put center puff. Center puff turns on and it also turns off itself. So it's kind of counterintuitive and you're not going to help yourself if you put center puff in here. So don't put that. You want it to turn off when you brake, right? Or reverse. So what button was that? That was center sit. So when I center sip, you'll see it highlighted. You know, when I center sip, if acceleration is turned on, it's going to turn it off and it's going to do an official brake check. So this is how you kind of like do things without realizing it. When you brake, it's going to turn off acceleration. So that's pretty much it. I mean, what else can you have? I also, when I change modes, so triple puff, which is also increment mode. So when I change modes, it's going to turn off everything, to be honest. And I think that's all you need. I mean, what else can you have? I want to drift. I don't want anything to turn anything off. It's no big deal to me. So I'm going to leave it like that. So that's how simple a racing game is. It's not that hard. So now, like I said, I need to change modes. One called this right analog stick. So as you can tell, the first mode was left analog stick. You triple puff it, you're going to go to the right. To the second mode, which is right analog stick. So all I got to do is copy it. Paste it. And you're done. The only thing I will not do is this. There's no need. I don't think there's a need for driving. And I don't think I need the force offs. But I'll have them there anyway. No skin off my back. To be honest, you don't really need these force offs because there's nothing that's toggled, but... Alright, you got me. I'll delete them. Alright, there you go. The only thing I need to add in here is a preferences page, which I will steal from my Need for Speed. Copy to, existing, recents, Forza. I do this to all my profiles. I like to have control. Boom. And the soft SIP delays are going to be 250. Anyway, this is pretty much used for anything that's PlayStation, I guess. Because this will work with it. You just got to have your PS4 enabled, boot enabled, you know. Now for the computer part. Let me make an exact copy of this. And you're going to be like, what kind of stupid title is that? And I'll explain. So, for the people using consoles, because this thing's not on PC technically, it is, isn't? This is for PS4 and Xbox because you're going to be using a Cronus Max and Time 2, so it doesn't really matter. You can just download this and use a Cronus Max at your will. Whatever. This one, I'm going to tweak it out so it can work solely for Xbox Microsoft Store on PC only. And the way to do that is in the preferences page because it has one keen, simple line on the PC. And I actually need to go somewhere else. Let's go with my Stardew Valley. So this line right here, line 7, is called Enable DS3 Emulation. What it does, depending on the number inside, please don't do this to your default profile. Just don't. If you do, sorry. You're on your own, buddy. Anyway, 0 means normal, which is, default. Ignore 1 and 2. They're really not that important. 3 is pure Xbox 360 controller. It forces your controller to be a pure Xbox 360 on your computer. Your Quadstick Manager program will not recognize it as a Quadstick. It will recognize it as an Xbox controller. So when people say, oh, it's not showing up, dude, go to the default profile and change the settings there. All right. Putting number 4 will make it into a PS4 controller. Putting it to number 5 will put it into a Nintendo Switch. There's more, but I forgot. Anyway, we want line number 3. Perfect, beautiful. So now I'm forcing it to be an Xbox 360 controller. Bam. Now all I gotta do is go to Quadstick. Oh, my bad. Woof. Start over. Now I gotta download it into my Quadstick. There's multiple ways, but I'm gonna show you the easiest way because, I might make it harder on you. You have to click on share. Click on share. Once you downloaded my profile. Once you downloaded my profile, click on share, made a copy of it, whatever. Right down here, it says anyone on the internet can see this link with the link. Copy it 3 times if you have to. Open up Quadstick Manager program. Go to Games File tab. Add games to user list. Right click it. Paste it. Okay. Bottom left hand corner, it's going to tell you it worked. File found. And on the right side, you'll see it. Forza. Let's download it into my Quadstick. Download. Alright, dude. Why isn't it working? Okay, so found the problem. I just got to disconnect my Quadstick and plug it back in. It's probably bugged. But now you can see the profile for Forza is on line 21. Now let me show you the gameplay. Shoot. The thing we all been waiting for since the beginning.